Today we are working on eye contact on cue, or auto eye contact. I personally call this watch, but I do have some clients that prefer to call it look or even focus. It's very important that you teach a dog to give you their eye contact when asked versus just using their name. We use dogs' names in so many negative ways, unfortunately, whereas you're yelling at your dog, Lucy, as they dig in the hole, or you're calling your dog Fido to come get in the bathtub, sometimes their name starts to lose effect. So we want an actual command or cue to tell them, stop what you're doing and give me your eyes. This is my hand signal I use for watch, and dogs are very hand signal oriented, so you are going to want a hand signal. I have seen this, but I do prefer just the one finger in front of the nose. We're going to show you several clips, one of a dog that's doing what we call luring and another of a dog doing shaping. And then we'll also show you the final product of a dog who knows this very well and how we use it in daily life. The importance for this is very heavy if you have a reactive dog. If you have a dog that reacts to triggers where they lunge or bark or whine or pull towards things that they don't like or they're afraid of, you're going to need to get their eye contact focused on you. So now we're going to show you how you start teaching this. This is Millie, and we are going to show you how to shape a watch with a clicker. If you don't use a clicker, you can use a marker word. A marker word would be something like good or yes. What I mean by shaping is I'm not going to ask her to do the behavior. I'm going to assume she doesn't know it. I'm not going to prompt it with a lure. I'm not going to say it over and over. I'm just going to click and mark when she does make eye contact with me. Later, I will add the cue. So I'm going to make sure I've got my leash, I've got my clicker, and I've got my rewards. She's just checking out the grass, obviously, and I'm going to wait for her to check in. This may feel like a while. If you feel like you're standing here for too long, you can shorten your leash. Good. Now sometimes trainers that use multiple markers, we have a habit of clicking and saying our normal verbal marker. So if you notice I clicked and I said good, not necessary, it's just something that I'm familiar with. Once she gets the hang of it, she's going to start offering it more frequently. Now she doesn't want to take her eyes off me. So when you have that, now you know you can put the behavior on cue. Now I'm going to tell her what she did so she knows that it's a certain cue. I missed one. Good watch. We're going to show you how to do watch with a lure. This is Beckett. He is a 3-year-old Border Collie mix, and he is not clicker trained. He's a novice at this, so I'm going to show you what it looks like from scratch. He obviously wants my treats. I got treats in my hand. I'm going to lure him. I'm going to say, Beckett, watch, good watch. Now, if you're using a marker word like yes, you would say yes. If you're using a clicker, you would click. I'm just using the word good. Beckett, watch, good watch. I don't care if he sits, if he downs, if he stands. I want him to know it's not contextual on his body position, but his eyes making contact with mine. Beckett, watch, good watch. So give it to your dog if they lie down. As long as they make eye contact, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to switch over to the hand signal because Beckett's very smart. I'm going to say, Beckett, watch, good watch. Now, right now, there's obviously no distractions, right? So the next step would be to add some. I could add some by adding another animal. We could go in the backyard. I could bring in toys. I'm going to use the food I have, and I'm going to put it out to the side here. And I'm going to go like this. Beckett, watch, good watch. And I'm basically testing him. Does he notice to look at the food, or does he think it's looking at me? Obviously, it's looking at me, and he made the right choice. So I'm going to show you a few more times. Beckett, watch, good watch. Now you're seeing he's starting to get a little bit more into the food and looking away from me. You have a series of steps you need to follow when your dog makes a mistake so that you can follow through with the watch. So if I tell him to do it and he doesn't do it, my next step is to make a silly noise, like something like that. If he still doesn't listen, I'll say it one more time. And if he still doesn't listen, I'll lure him, like the very first step. Now, the last important thing about watch is to say it fluidly. It's very frequent for me to encounter owners who are saying things like, Jojo, 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 and then when Jojo finally looks, watch. It should be a fluid sentence. The cue should be locked together with the name. Why do I even use the name? I have multiple dogs. I want my dogs to know who I'm talking to. If you don't have multiple dogs, you could omit the name, but it's just a nice little additive that makes names positive, and then the command comes in. This is Lex. He is my 10-year-old border collie. I don't need to use the clicker anymore. He already knows how to do this. So I can simply ask him to do it with a hand signal, and I can reward him. Right now, there's a lot of distractions. We have a dog that's over here. We have some people at a park. So this is a perfect opportunity to let him explore and then tell him, Lex, watch. Good watch. Now, because I'm a positive reinforcement-based trainer, I'm going to reward the dog. You don't have to do this all the time. I could reward with a toy, with praise, with clapping my hands, with affection. Hi, buddy. So I can also have him take a look at that dog or whatever he wants to look at. I'm just going to wait for him to ignore me, basically. And he's like, I don't want to ignore you. That's all right. Good. Watch. Good boy, get the toy. So we don't have to do the food. The application of watch would be if he's really bothered by that dog over there, I can get his attention on me relatively quickly without having to use a leash or any sort of correction. As you can see, he's off leash right now and he's not going anywhere. So I can use the watch also in motion. Lex, watch. Good. I can use the watch in motion for heel work too. Drop. Heel. Good boy, can you watch? Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job. So this is something you really want to work on so that you have this skill level when you're done, that it's very finished and it's basically a dog that doesn't need over prompting or over hand signaling. We're not luring anymore. We have one more opportunity to do it now that our distraction is getting very close. Lex, watch. Good boy, get your toy. Good boy. Yeah, that's good. Get your toy. Good boy. Lex, watch. Good. I hope you enjoyed watching those videos of those different dogs learning how to do watch. Keep in mind that you're going to have to work very hard to fade the lure. And you're going to make sure that you're doing lots of practice with watch. First in low-key distraction environments like your home, then your backyard, and then a park, maybe with no dogs, and then working up to places that are more distracting. You don't want to ask your dog to do a level 10 watch if they cannot do a level 2 watch. Stay tuned for our next video, which will show you how to fade lures in all sorts of different behaviors. Thank you.